After a week of battling almost 700 miles between Sacramento and Pasadena, the race had come down to a battle of just 2 seconds. And Julien Alaphilippe had to try and defend that on this last stage between LA Live and Pasadena. Mark Cavendish looking very pensive. On the right of the picture is Peter Sagan. Did the ride of his life at Mount Baldy on the penultimate day of the race. Losing his lead, yes, but within shooting distance, just 2 seconds off a likely win.
Well, the race starting right outside the Staples Center in downtown LA Live, and it wasn't surprised to see attacks coming very, very quickly from the start from Team Ethics Quickstep. There were 5 laps of the downtown circuit to be covered first before the riders went out onto the course. But watch this strange crash as we saw a rider going down there. In fact, his handlebars came unstuck.
Yes, Guillaume Bourhan there, crashing out of the race at the start of the very last stage, and very quickly Ethics Quickstep showed us the plan they had. It was to attack the team of Tinkoff Saxo as much as they could. They had a rider in every move. They made the Tinkoff team chase, trying to make Peter Sagan that little bit weaker. But when he came down to the first time bonus sprint, the battle for 3 seconds at 37 miles in, at the first time over the finishing line in Pasadena, there were still 9 more laps to go. Cavendish got the time bonus, but Peter Sagan finishing second, Alaphilippe third. He was now only 1 second off Alaphilippe's yellow jersey.
It was a very close sprint, and look at Mark Renshaw on the left-hand side. He was being very attentive to see whether or not he could sneak up and take any time bonuses if required. Mark Cavendish got that first sprint out on the course by a quarter of a wheel. As it came down to the circuits, though, the 9 circuits of 5 kilometers around the Rose Bowl and Pasadena, plenty of people were looking for the breakaway that would outwit the sprinters.
As the laps were ticked off, a breakaway of 4 did establish itself, but the most it ever got over the field was 30 seconds. The field were anxious to keep everything in line, and when it came down to the big battle for the line, what it meant was that Peter Sagan had to get one of the 3 time bonuses at the line, and it was going to be desperately close. Cavendish coming clearly on the left and winning. Wouter Whippet in red was second, but had Sagan finished in 3rd place, Paul.
It was so very, very close. You can see the acceleration coming up there of Mark Cavendish. Easy for him, but what's more important is the sprint behind between 3rd and 4th. You've got in the middle there, you've got Peter Sagan. In the black and white jersey, the American Tyler Farrar. And at this angle, from this altitude, the lunge for the line, you can't separate the two. We had to wait for quite some time before we actually got the photo finish to tell us what the result really was.
The 3rd place carried a 4-second time bonus. If Peter Sagan's finished 4th, he would lose the race by a single second. If he had finished 3rd, he would win the race by 3 seconds. He finished 3rd.
He certainly did, by millimeters at the end of the day. Those millimeters gave him a 4-second time bonus. No question about the fact that Mark Cavendish was the winner of his 4th stage of the Amgen Tour of California, but that 3rd place finish for Mr. Sagan, the King of California, meant he won the Amgen Tour of California by just 3 seconds overall.
For the last 5 years, he won the jersey that went to Mark Cavendish, the California Sprint jersey. But now he converted that to a yellow winner's jersey for the very first time. He'd also sent a message to the team owners who've been giving him a hard time this past few weeks that he was indeed the Peter Sagan of old. Spare a thought too for Julien Alaphilippe. He's far left. He won the white jersey as best young rider. Daniel Oss won the Lexus King of the Mountains, the first time he's ever won a King of the Mountains title. And completing Oscar Clark on the far right. He was the breakaway from cancer, most courageous rider of the day. Mark Cavendish taking the green sprint jersey, and Peter Sagan all smiles. Sky were the team award winners this time around, and they also finished with Sergio Henao in 3rd place overall.
Yes, they were very consistent, but they could do nothing to stop the onward march of Peter Sagan.
So Alaphilippe, second in 2 of the Spring Classics, now having to settle again at the very last sprint to second in the Amgen Tour of California, celebrating its 10th year. The top 3 completed by Henao. Ian Boswell climbed well yesterday to finish 7th overall. Rob Britton for Team Smart Stop. Not a big team, but a man with a big heart. He completed the top 10. A very special race. It'll take some beating when we go into year 11 of the Amgen Tour of California next time. Until then, goodbye.